Hey folks, again, it's December 29th. The stock market just closed, the U.S. stock market that is. So I thought I'd give you some brief analysis on a few stocks that we talked about. First of all, I want to cover Tesla. Our market today closed down fractionally, but for the most part, our stock sold off more than a little bit. But here's the thing: Tesla today was up, make a half a dollar for a $760 stock. That's really nothing. But what you'll notice is, and I talked about it yesterday, that it's probably getting a little toppy. So what you see today is a little bit of a struggle to go higher, as I kind of anticipated we'd start seeing. So you see that, but more importantly, the volume was quite light. It was probably less than half the volume yesterday. So that shows you a lack of commitment to continue trending higher. So I think these are the beginnings of the beginning signs, I should say, of really just kind of starting to struggle and not really having much more upward momentum. I think there's a couple of the dots right there that I told you before that I try to point out. So we have a couple pieces of information now leading to support what I had said before about the fact that it probably is going to start struggling here at these levels. 700 is pretty critical. We're a little bit below that. Really haven't hit it yet. And again, flat today on very light volume. So just again, keep that in mind. Probably going to be struggling here. We're looking for better growth in other areas. I mentioned, in fact, the other electric vehicle companies. Well, ironically, I just mentioned NEO yesterday. I said that you could probably get a better performance and see a better future with some of these other stocks. Well, ironically, today NEO, NIO is the call letters, the Chinese electrical vehicle manufacturer, I should say. They were up a couple dollars today, and they bucked the trend. See, so you could start to see the beginnings of that, the change of the guard, so to speak, where maybe Tesla's not going to be the big performer that it was this year, next year. And so Neo is starting to come out now and probably going to start showing continued strength, is what I'm getting at. So you've got that as well. The other thing is we talked about Moderna, and I said to you about it coming from 175, and I said it was a huge haircut, 30-40%. And of course, it was at 106, and I said $100 was probably the first support to look at. And of course, today it held it. Not only did it hold it, but it bucked the trend today, just like Neo did, which is pretty interesting. So, ironically, I just mentioned it would probably start flattening out in the next couple of weeks. So, we bounced up off there, which was nice, but we had a decent bounce. I mean, from the 106, we're actually in the 114s. So, a couple numbers we're going to be looking at with that one is going to be 115. We're going to see if we can get up back above that and continue higher. Again, our lower number is at 97 to 100 area for support right now. We're going to see if we can hold that. And again, we've got that 80 and 90 as a couple of supports below that. But right now, let's see if we can continue to hold 100. 115 would be the first area we want to see hold and get up above. And of course, if we were able to manage that in the near term, our next target we'd be looking at $140. So, I think that we're going to see some good things from Moderna in the future. Again, they've got nothing but a great future ahead of them. So I want to cover that as well. But I also mentioned something, I think, in my introduction about a company called Novavax. Again, good drug company. They bucked the trend today as well, and we're up. These are the kind of things we're looking for, folks, because when you're bucking the trend and showing that you want to be bought at a time when most things are being sold, this is kind of a precursor that we're looking for next year's behavior. Because why would they be buying it now near the end of the year? There's only a couple of days left in the trading environment. The end of the month will be done this week. And so these are kind of clues, again, connect the dots, if you will, what we're looking for to see, next year's performance. So these are the kind of stocks we're going to be looking at. And right now, Novavax is holding that 120 area, which we like. And if we continue to do that in the next couple of weeks, we're really going to be looking at our next upward target of resistance as 145. So these are the areas we're going to be looking at. I mentioned these three stocks, but I also want to just mention real quickly Boeing. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but Boeing, large defense company, make a lot of money. Had a lot of problems a couple years back, guys, with the 730 Max Do you remember those airline crashes and all that crap that happened? And they grounded the planes, right? Well, anyway, ironically, today they made their first commercial flight because they've now been approved to fly again, after all their checks and security, safety, whatnot. So they approved them for flight, and today literally is their first commercial flight. Went pretty well. So I'm only saying that because in the future, we're going to be looking for this thing to do better. Right now, we're looking at, let's see here, close today at 216, which really honestly is a steal at those prices. I mean, so I think that we're going to start seeing some upward momentum into this stock. I think we're going to see some interest back into this stock because they do make a lot of money. And so now all of a sudden these 730 max orders that were put on hold, all of a sudden you're going to see people starting to replace their airline uh, they're a line of airlines, you might say, their product. So they're going to continue to start buying again. And you're going to hear about the orders coming in and whatnot, which is going to lead to more income. So right now in this area, right around the low 200 area, this is really quite a cheap price and a reasonable price to be picking it up as far as the value is concerned. So honestly, between you and me and the lamppost, once we get back to fruition and things are going smooth for Boeing again, and the flights have resumed and normal purchases and all that good stuff, realistically, this is a $400 stock. So that puts you at roughly 100% return on that. So look for good things in the near future. When I say near future, let's see where we're at 6 to 12 months. I really think that we're going to see some great price appreciation. So with that in mind, I just want to give you a brief synopsis, a few stocks to cover and talk about what's happened as well as what's going to happen. So with that in mind, we're probably going to see some more selling in the stock market in general, probably throughout most of the rest of the week because this is a year-end selling. And then people are going to want to be starting to pick up their new positions for the year. However, again, I think Moderna and Novavax and this NEO, I think, are indicators and clues that they're probably going to be some of the ones that the 2021 investors are going to want to buy. So I hope this gives you guys a heads up. I want to thank you guys for coming to the channel. Again, I welcome your feedback. Please tell me what you want to hear, what you want to talk about. If there's other ones that you want me to cover, analysis reports, whatever it may be, I'm here for you. Take advantage of my background and utilize it to your advantage. That's the purpose of this channel. That in mind, please remember to like, share, subscribe. And don't be afraid to hit that notification button. Remember, the subscribing helps with the algorithms. Okay. So with that in mind, guys, I want to wish you a good day. Take care.